honest. And thank you for sharing what you're about to do, sharing your story with us. Thank you very much.
Wow, Nancy. Thank you so much. Basically, that was the speech. Thank you so much. That was the part meant for the main address. And so, what was the next item on the agenda?
We have this special lady called Louisa Zondo speaking to us today.
Thank you so much, Nancy. And I want to thank you because what you've done is freed me to speak. Janet asked me to speak about the book. And in a multifaceted book like that, it's not really easy to find the place where the discussion is going to be grounded. So I decided to do a simple thing, which is to ground my remarks on the preface of the book. And with Nancy having done such a remarkable job of drawing me out through that background sharing, I feel confident that if I start here, I will find a way of speaking to you about some of the more crisp and direct issues that come up for me as I look at you as people who are committed to journeying, people who are committed to moving and committed to themselves being touched, being changed, being opened up by journeys. So the book is available, so as I read this and you miss some of it, my reading is not very good. Please don't hold any regrets about that. On 23 February 2022, my second-born son, hip-hop artist Ricky Rick Mercado, died from suicide, shattering my life. As I grappled to make sense of what living had become, I sought guidance and support in spiritual practice and committed myself to being of service to others through public speaking about the grief and trauma of losing my beloved son. I participated in several discussions raising awareness about the tragedy of suicide and maintaining wellness. I went on an expedition to Mount Everest Base Camp 25 days after my son's death. The mountains wrapped me up in the softest blanket, clearing the path for me to decide to build on Ricardo's legacy of loving and caring for others, especially young people. However, when I returned from the mountain after 2 weeks, I realized that I was still deeply affected, almost immobilized by sadness. This thoroughly confused and surprised me. Even as I spoke on public platforms about suicide, mental health, and living through grief and trauma, I remained defeated and unable to cope. In June 2022, I began therapy sessions with a psychologist. My life partner, Kumi Naidu, who's sitting over there, and I sought joint counseling to deal with the grief of our son's death and work through the challenges in our relationship. Therapy was hard, but we stuck with it. In time, we both looked forward to our weekly sessions, which provided a safe space for us to address our thoughts and feelings and to have the hard conversations that were impossible without guidance. 3 months into our therapy sessions, I recovered a suppressed memory of a traumatic attack that had taken place after my 34th birthday. My story is 59 years old, and it is time for it to retire. It no longer serves me to be disconnected from myself and others, pleasing other people in a quest to be loved and valued, grappling with doubt and dishonoring myself. Writing this book was an opportunity to dredge the depths of my being, to pull my story out, experience the pain of excavating it, attach words to it for the first time, and observe the sensation in my entire being, body, mind, and soul, as it was released. I learned hard lessons and sat with the emotions it brought up, including laughter, regret, pride, joy, gratitude, guilt, love, and sadness, as I allowed the words to become a burial ceremony for the traumas of my past. As the emotions poured out of me, I was able to feel grateful for many aspects of my life. Writing this book was my way of opening space for a new story to emerge and revitalize my life. I now hold the loss of my son in every breathing moment, alongside gratitude for the opportunity I have to live life with renewed vitality. I'm able now to gently embrace the moments when I am overcome by sadness and other emotions associated with grief and trauma. So I read from this part because I think it leads to the parts that I really wish to have long, deep, and lasting conversations about.